What if I told you that staying poor is actually a choice? Not because you're lazy, not because you're unlucky, but because nobody ever taught you the one daily system that separates people who build wealth from people who just wish they could. Stick with me for the next 12 minutes, because by the end of this video, you're going to have a step-by-step daily routine that, if you actually follow it, makes it almost mathematically impossible to stay broke. I know that sounds like a big promise, but give me 60 seconds to show you why most people stay stuck, and you'll understand exactly what I mean. You wake up, hit snooze, check your phone, scroll Instagram for 20 minutes looking at people living lives you wish you had. You eat whatever's quick, rush out the door, spend 8, 9, 10 hours working for someone else's dream. Come home tired, order food you can't really afford, watch Netflix, sleep, repeat. That's not a life. That's a loop. And the scariest part? Most people will live that loop for 40 years and call it a career. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets real. It's not your fault. Nobody in school taught you how money actually works. Nobody sat you down and said, hey, here's how the wealthy think about time, income, and assets. You were taught to get a job, pay your bills, save a little, retire at 65 if you're lucky. That's it. That was the plan they gave you. And that plan is broken. Here's what nobody tells you. The wealthy don't work for money. They build systems that make money work for them, while they sleep, while they eat, while they live. And the difference between them and everyone else isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't even starting capital. It's a daily habit loop that compounds over time. And most people will never discover it because they're too busy surviving to stop and think. But here's where it gets interesting and slightly uncomfortable. The daily habits that keep you poor are almost identical to the daily habits that can make you rich. The difference is almost invisible. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. So here it is, the step-by-step daily system. 5 milestones. If you do these every single day, not perfectly, not for a week, but consistently, the math of wealth starts working for you instead of against you. Milestone 1, the 5-minute financial audit. Here's a story. Marcus was 27, making $52,000 a year as a graphic designer. He felt like he was doing okay, paying his bills, going out on weekends, saving a little here and there. Then one day his car broke down. $1,400 repair bill. His bank account had $310 in it. He was completely blindsided. He had no idea where his money was going. That moment of panic? That was the wake-up call. Every morning, before you open social media, before you check the news, you spend 5 minutes looking at your money. Not to feel guilty, not to stress, just to see it. What came in yesterday? What went out? What do you owe? What do you own? Most people are financially blind. They swipe their card and hope for the best. But you cannot fix what you refuse to face. Awareness is the first act of financial control. 5 minutes a day. That's it. And here's the transition most people miss. Once you can see your money clearly, you start making different decisions automatically, which leads directly into milestone 2. Milestone 2, the automatic wealth transfer. There's a name in personal finance you need to know. His name is David Bach, and he coined a phrase that changed how millions of people think about saving. Pay yourself first. But most people get this completely wrong. They think it means earn money, spend money, save what's left. No, that's why there's never anything left. The correct version is this. The moment any money hits your account, paycheck, freelance payment, birthday cash, anything, a percentage automatically moves to a separate account before you can touch it. You don't see it. You don't feel it. It just disappears into your future. Even if it's 5%, even if it's $20 a week. The number isn't the point. The automation is the point. Because willpower runs out. Systems don't. Set up once. Let run forever. Your future self will not believe you waited this long. But here's where most people stop. They save a little and think they're done. They're not. Because saving alone won't make you wealthy. And most people don't realize this next part. Milestone 3, the daily learning block. 20 minutes that will make you more money than any raise ever will. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you spent 20 minutes learning about investing? About taxes? About building a side income? About how compound interest actually works in your favor? If you have to think hard about that answer, that's the problem. Here's the thing about wealthy people that nobody talks about. They are obsessive learners. Warren Buffett reads 5 to 6 hours a day. Mark Cuban said he reads 3 hours every morning. Now, you don't have to read 3 hours. You need 20 minutes. A podcast on your commute. A chapter before bed. A YouTube video. Hey, you're already doing that one. The financial knowledge gap between the top 10% and everyone else isn't about intelligence. It's about what people choose to put in their brains every single day. Pick one topic this week. Index funds, tax-advantaged accounts, real estate basics, side hustles. Just one. Go deep for 7 days. Then move to the next. In a year, you'll know more about building wealth than 90% of Americans. And that knowledge will compound, just like interest does. But here's the part that actually converts knowledge into money. And this is where the biggest mistake happens. Pay close attention. Milestone 4, the 1-hour income expansion window. This is the part most people skip. They learn, they save, but they never grow their income. And here's the brutal truth. You cannot save your way to wealth. If you're earning $3,000 a month and spending $2,800, saving $200 is never going to change your life. At some point, the income itself has to grow. Here's what changed everything for a woman named Priya. She was a school teacher making $41,000 a year. Every financial advice article told her to cut lattes and pack lunch. She did. Saved $80 a month. She was miserable and still broke-ish. Then she started spending 1 hour every evening learning Canva and offering social media design to small local businesses. In 4 months, she was making an extra $600 a month. In 8 months, it was $1,400. Within 2 years, she left teaching and runs a 6-figure design business. The hour was always there. She just stopped watching 2 episodes of TV and used it differently. 1 hour a day on a skill, a side project, a freelance service, a product, something that can generate income outside your main job. That hour is the most valuable 60 minutes of your day. Treat it like a second job, because eventually it might replace your first one. Now here's the final piece, and this is the one that ties everything together. This is the mindset shift that makes all the other steps actually stick. Milestone 5, the nightly net worth check-in. Wealthy people don't just think about income. They obsess over one number, net worth. Assets minus liabilities. What you own minus what you owe. Most people have no idea what their net worth is. They might know their salary. They don't know their number. Every night literally takes 3 minutes. You update your number. Bank accounts, investment accounts, debts, student loans, car loan, credit cards. You add it up. You track it. You watch it move. Here's why this matters psychologically. When you see your net worth go from negative $12,000 to negative $9,000 to negative $4,000 to zero to positive, something clicks. You stop seeing money as something that slips through your fingers. You start seeing it as something you're building. That shift in identity from someone who struggles with money to someone who manages money. That's the real wealth builder. Everything else is just mechanics. Now let's pull this all together, because here's the big realization, the thing I want you to sit with. Most people are waiting for a raise, waiting for a bonus, waiting to win something, waiting for the right moment to start. But wealth isn't built in moments. It's built in minutes. 5 minutes of awareness. Automated savings that work while you sleep. 20 minutes of learning every single day. 1 hour of income expansion. 3 minutes of tracking your number. That's it. That's less than 90 minutes a day, spread across a full 24 hours, and it is the exact daily system that the financially free use while everyone else is watching Netflix and wondering why their life isn't changing. You don't need a trust fund. You don't need to be born into wealth. You don't need to get lucky. You just need to stop leaving your financial life on autopilot and start running it with intention, starting tomorrow morning. If this hit different for you today, and I genuinely hope it did, do me one small favor. Hit the like button. It takes half a second. It tells YouTube this video is worth showing to more people who need it. And if you want more content that actually teaches you how money works in the real world, not the stuff they taught you in school, the real stuff, subscribe. New video every week. And speaking of the real stuff, next week I'm breaking down exactly how the US tax code is legally designed to make the rich richer, and the one strategy ordinary people can use to exploit the same loopholes. Legally, ethically, completely above board. You're not going to want to miss that one. The system is already working. The only question is, are you going to use it for you or let it keep running against you? I'll see you in the next one.